And we are going to hear from NECAT, City Service, protective coverage of arts and community education topics. And we are joined by Trish. So Trish, we're going to let you kick it off. You'll have 7 minutes and 7 minutes for questions. I appreciate all the work that's already gone into this. We're not going to be able to fund everything, but it doesn't mean it's not a great idea. It doesn't mean that we might not have an opportunity to look at it down the future. So take it away.
I appreciate that. I'm Trish Christ, CEO for Nashville Education, Community and Arts Television, also known as NECAT. Nashville has 4 public education government or PEG channels. Today we're being filmed by one of them, Metro Channel 3. They are responsible for covering government topics as a service to the city, and they are included in the city's budget to do so. The other 3 PEG channels for our city, Public Arts, Public Education, and Public Access, have a different funding structure. We manage those channels at NECAT, where we are a nonprofit organization affiliated with ITS, but responsible for fundraising to cover our own operational costs. Presently, Nashville's diverse arts and community education organizations have no dedicated city mechanism by which to inform the public of their services, opportunities, and programs. Though arts and community education, social services are as much a part of our economy and what makes Nashville, Nashville, as are the government topics covered by our sibling PEG channel Metro 3. Today, NECAT seeks to proactively create this city arts and community education programming in a similar way, but don't worry, on a much smaller scale than the funding relationship the city has with the government channel. So, with a nonprofit staff of 2, how on earth could we physically tackle such a task? Well, a year ago yesterday, NECAT trained our first batch of 25 Pearl Cone Broadcast Academy career track high schoolers in our studio on our equipment and gave them producer-level memberships, all funded by Griffin Technology and Channel D Solutions. That pilot trial run was so successful that in the current school year, Ascend Federal Credit Union picked up the torch and sponsored 25 more MNPS Broadcast Academy students from each of the 5 high schools with Broadcast Academy career tracks for the same training and the same producer-level memberships. We received further funding from the Community Foundation for 25 more students from Nashville School of the Arts, and by the start of school this fall, we will have trained 175 high school students in TV production classes, earning producer-level memberships at NECAT, all interested in careers in production and the arts. My proposal to you today involves further mentoring of the most driven of these students, rising up out of the MNPS Broadcast Academies, giving them hands-on experience working alongside myself and NECAT Associate Director Katie Veglio in identifying, shooting, creating, distributing, programming covering arts and community education topics, events, and organizations as a service to those organizations, to our viewers, and to our city. Okay, so teenagers are in. How do adults feel about it? They feel fantastic about it. I've had in-depth conversations with several arts and community education leaders who are committed and eager to help NECAT accomplish and distribute this programming with English and non-English elements, including, but not limited to, Center for Nonprofit Management, Tennessee Foreign Language Institute, the GLBT Chamber of Commerce, the Tennessee Latin American Chamber of Commerce, Metro Nashville Arts Commission, Nashville Arts Coalition, the Teen Center of the Downtown Public Library, the Global Education Center, MNPS Broadcast Academies and Career Technical Educators, and the Tennessee Department of Education. Clearly, there are dozens of other organizations I'm eager to approach for collaboration if our proposed service to the city is funded. They include Tennessee Equality Project, your Office of New Americans, your Office of Neighborhoods and Community Engagement, Gordon Jewish Community Center, the Islamic Center, the Sri Ganesha Hindu Temple, Chinese Arts Alliance, Consulate General of Japan, and certainly many more. So there are so many arts and community education entities and topics. How on earth could we ever choose which ones to cover with this funding? I have an answer. With a committee of 7 to 11 people who are experienced and knowledgeable in Nashville's arts and community education organizations and who are diverse in every sense of that word. Anyone recommended or interested in serving on the committee will be considered by NECAT board and staff, who would ultimately appoint the committee for renewable 3-year terms. This committee will nominate and receive nominations of arts and community education entities, topics, and events to be covered each year. How do our other funders feel about this? This is my favorite answer. So our other funders feel great about it. I included in my PIP proposal an official pledge letter from a private foundation who has funded NECAT these past 2 years to match $50,000 in FY17 funding from Metro with their own $50,000 in general operating support to NECAT. That is an enormous deal for us. Ascend Federal Credit Union, who funded this year's NECAT training and producer memberships for the 125 MNPS students from those broadcast academies that I mentioned, is ecstatic that those students would receive further mentoring and career guidance, all while exposing our fellow Nashvillians and Middle Tennesseans to the arts and education programs and services that they need and that they want. Okay, so once these programs are made, what do we do with them? Beyond their broadcast on NECAT's 3 channels and live stream and on-demand viewing via our website, all other entities can push out and use the programs created in any other way they wish. I've been speaking with the Tennessee Department of Education about pushing out links to specific NECAT arts and education programming to teachers statewide as an additional resource for their classrooms and projects, and I'm eager to have the same conversation with a new director of schools here in the city. We have the teen helpers. We have collaborating organizations, valuable topics, equitable selection structure, and $50,000 match pledge for general operations. We just need the city's nod and funding so staff can dedicate time to do it. And that, NECAT's board, our high school collaborators, our nonprofit partners, our match pledge funders, and I respectfully and excitedly ask of you.
Trish, thank you. I have a couple questions. So the real cost of this is $100,000, but you've been able to go out and find some private funding. Is that right?
Actually, no. So
Okay.
the $50,000 that would be a match to a $50,000 line item from the city is for general NECAT operations, other things we have going on, our other camps and classes, and our stuff we've been doing for the last 3 years.
So they're willing to give you $50K that has nothing to do with this program?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
How do you measure success?
Several ways. I think the number of teens that would come back and work with us to create this programming is a measurement. The number of programs created, and we've proposed for the $50,000 in FY17, a minimum, I was careful to say a minimum of 20 programs, 10 arts, 10 community ed, that would each be 30 minutes to an hour long. The second year, $60,000 request for a minimum of 24 such programs, and for the third year, $75,000 request for a minimum of 30 such programs. Certainly the number that we create is a measurement. The number of ways the various entities involved share it is a measurement. Things like that.
Thanks. I have a question. I think this is in support of some things you want to do, Mayor. Is there a way for us to talk with some of your partners and some of these other folks that, because you're talking about the youth and bringing lots of kids through this programming, to maybe support some of the internship efforts and things like that? I mean, it just seems that might be a good opportunity.
Well, I think yeah. Although I would say, Trish, I think that what you're asking for this is to expand with the kids you've already got in the system, that this is going to take them and give them additional chances to, as you said, shoot, edit, and all that stuff. Is that right? This doesn't expand the number of kids served. It just gives those kids who are already in the program more. Okay.
Yes, exactly. To me, there are three benefits for doing it. The career experience and mentorship for the kids who are already in the pipeline. The acknowledgement to arts and community education organizations that, yes, the city cares about you and your topics, and we want to share that information with the public. And thirdly, the public who would be receiving information about, oh, where do I get free tax help? Where can I improve my English language skills? Where can I get food when we don't have enough food at home? Where can I see local performing arts organizations? To me, those are the three benefits. The fact that we would get to use teens in the creation of that, I think, is frankly a clever soft cost-saving mechanism for us and a career-building mechanism for them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
We
very
appreciate it. Thank you. And that concludes all of our PIPs. We appreciate everybody who has come and spent their time with us, and thank you so much to you all for making time to do this. Appreciate it. And I would really also like, are we still on? Thank you, the Entrepreneur Center for hosting us. So thank you to the Entrepreneur Center, and thank you all. Thanks.